Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code PLANETPaintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
Welcome back to the Planet Paintball Podcast, sponsored by 1023 Sportswear, your Southeast local custom apparel. That's right, Aaron, show it off. And Davis has it. The boys came right today. And Southwest Paintball in Bayville, Colorado. If you haven't already guessed it, I have the boys from BR Factory back. Welcome back, boys, and congratulations on the win.
Glad to be back, man. Thanks for having us again.
Thank you.
Big win, 2 second places in a row. Finally got the monkey off the back. How does it feel?
Very good. Davis, I know. I'll let him answer that one because that's his first big win. So I know he had a very good event.
Yeah, it only took 13.
Is this your first win, period?
Yeah, period.
Oh my gosh, man, you did it right, though, didn't you?
Yeah, no, we did.
Man, you did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was
awesome.
fun. Like every finals match this year, like the first one, we got there the first event and we had the conversation. We're like, all right, rookie, like we got you, we're here. And everyone's like, we got to get it for Davis. Let's get this win for Davis. And it didn't happen. We were all kind of felt bad. We're like, well, damn. And then the next event happened again. And I remembered it again. I was like, geez, we're going to get it. Don't worry. We're going to get it. It happened.
We got it.
We got it.
You guys are just, what are you at? You're obviously first in the standings for the year. You guys know how many points you got ahead of everyone else?
Something like 20 to
29.
30. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
So I think, too, another good, we have Distortion and Wrecking Crew, the two that are on our heels the closest. And we've heard some rumors lately that Distortion kind of had a falling out. Some of their guys left and split.
Yeah.
I got some friends on that team, so I keep in touch with those guys pretty well. And unfortunately, it sounds like they're not, very strong the rest of this year. And so it's, unfortunate for my friends, but at the same time, for me and my team, we kind of see that. And we think like, ooh, the guys that were closest to us may be falling back a little bit. That just widens the gap.
Yeah. Wow. I did not think they would have been that close to you guys. But yeah, it's Distortion and then Wrecking Crew, followed up by Collision. And then I'm surprised by the Jesters being in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, they're always a very consistent team, the Jesters. I mean, I think they've been for a very long time, even with however long they've been in semi-pro. They've always been consistent. Yeah. It's just not a season thing for them. Like they'll be a top 10 team, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about the journey. Were there any road bumps in the way there, or did you guys just feel like you steamrolled them all? What was the hardest match of the prelim?
No, it started kind of rough for just this team, and then the first match and everything. We had our fearless leader and captain of the team had just had some life things happen to him, so he got kind of drugged back and didn't make it day one of the event. So he actually came in, he flew in and got dropped off the field and walked up at the end of our second match on Saturday. So the first match, we didn't have him there. And it's kind of funny, like we talk about it. Joey DiPolito, the one you'd mentioned, hopefully we'll get him on here.
Joey, we're coming for you, man.
He's one of the biggest jerks probably in Georgia with in paintball, but he is definitely the fire to our team. And it's frustrating how apparent it is to us, because when he's not there, there's a little bit of silliness, there's a little bit of that lackadaisical, we're a little bit more loose. Then he shows up and starts yelling at everybody, and everyone locks in like we do. We just don't want to piss him off. We don't want to get his bad side. So when
you need him though.
Yeah, he went there Saturday. We lost our first match Saturday, and to DMG. Friday. Yeah, he came in Friday night, right? But first match was rough, but it's like we always had that one match that we don't typically lose it, but there's normally one match that stands out to us that we probably should have lost in the prelims, and that kind of shakes us up to say, like, let's not let that happen again. So having that first match be a loss just kind of set the tone for the weekend of like, okay, what's really not like that's actually one of the worst games we've had. We actually lost that game. So let's really not let that happen again the rest of this weekend. And luckily that carried out all through Sunday. So
Yeah,
And
Blaine said it best.
DMG. Oh, go.
So, I was gonna say Blaine said it best. He's like, we got our one loss out of the way instead of losing on Sundays. How we last two events. Go ahead and get it out of the way on Friday, and then from then on we were locked in.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it's like we all show up with like we're with our friends. We've known each other for so like we are actually playing paintball with our best friends. So it's very distracting, I think, to play at this level and to show up to a tournament and be out of town and we all just got off the planes and we all show up to the field and we're all like, yo, what's up? Where are we going tonight for dinner? And it's like, no, remember why we're here. And that first match kind of was that slap in the face to like, yeah, remember why we're here.
Okay. So Joey helps control the excitement about being with the boys and
Yeah,
keeps
and Joey
everyone
definitely
focused.
slapped in the face as well. Yeah.
And then the steamroll just kind of kept going after that. I guess the next
think
closest one's after prelims
We always have good
with
matches with Wolfpack.
Collision.
Yeah, Wolfpack.
Yeah. I guess that was close.
I respect the hell out of those guys, so it's always really fun playing that team. They're a good match. So we I was gonna see if I can pull up our scores too. I was saying if you had it. There it is. That DMG games obviously was close, but losing that one by 1 point and then turning it around into the demolition, we 5-1 them. I think that was kind of our statement to ourselves of like, wake up. The Wolfpack game Saturday morning, 4-3. They're just we respect those guys and we don't try anything against them. There's not like there's some teams in the league we probably think like, oh, we could probably get away with this, we can probably get away with that. That's one of those teams where we're bread and butter, they're gonna be bread and butter, and we're just gonna see who does it better.
Okay.
Shut up, we're trying. I think that's another one of those like top 10 hit or miss teams. Like you kind of have to respect them because they've won and they've done well before, but you just never know which one of the version of them you're gonna get. We 5-0 those guys Saturday, and that was a good going into Sunday. That was good.
They stepped up with you guys too, right? They were in Division 2 with you last year.
No, I
Or
think
is
they've
that
been
one of their
semi-pro
other
for a
teams?
couple of years now.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've won semi-pro a couple of events. I've seen them at
They've
least
done
on
well.
the finals match. They've gotten to the top 2 a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. And then Collision with Mike Hinman at the helm.
Wolfpack, another team like I really love to play because we respect the hell out of those guys. It's like just playing them and getting to win against those teams that builds some confidence in you. 4-3. That was a close match. Just another like team. You just we
Fourth.
played. Yeah, we're bread and butter. They're bread and butter. Just who does it better. The shock game was one of my favorites personally. I love that game.
Why is that?
I don't know who will see this, but we'll say it. My favorite. I play 10-man with Aftershock, so I'm a part of like the organization in a way, and I hang around like a lot of the guys that are part of all. I mean, Shock's made up of a bunch of different teams. They have like the girls teams, they got the 10-man teams, 5, 7 mech teams, pro lines, semi-pro lines, kids teams, everything. So I was over there. I played 5-man mech with them on whatever day we won. And then Saturday, Sunday comes, we draw the semi-pro team, and I was hanging out the 10-man pits with the owner, and Thomas Taylor came over. And I never met Thomas Taylor, but I'd grown up watching him my whole life. And the owner, Todd Adamson, he looks at Thomas Taylor, looks at me, and he's just like, oh, this is going to be a good game. Thomas Taylor looks at me like, what do you mean? I introduced myself. I was like, grew up watching you. Looking forward to this next game. I play for Bear Ridge. We're going to play against each other. It'll be fun. And I said to the guys, too, I was like, I really want to go back over there and be able to say, like, we won. Like, I don't want to go back and get crap from those guys.
Hey, that crowd will give it to you.
Those were my boys pulled through for me, and we had a good game. Mercy 6-1, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. And then the Jesters, which everyone got to watch on PB. What's it called now? Major League Paintball Plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit back and forth, but you guys to me from the outside looking in looked very much in control of the match. Did you feel like
The whole
that?
match.
Okay.
The whole match since point one. when Joey and I won that 2-on-2 or 2-on-3 or whatever it was, like I knew this was the one.
I
So was
totally
it?
blacked out in the finals, and I was so hot. I was so tired. I was like having internal dialogue of just keep doing the motions that you've been doing, and don't think about anything else. Don't worry about anything else. That's my guys are doing their part. We have this cool saying on the team that it's been passed down, but I think I've said it here before too. Everyone do their 20%. So I went out there. I just thought about like what was my one person I had to focus on shooting, and I would just worry about him. But yeah, and get to the end of the game, and I thought I had a rough finals match. Genuinely, I was kind of in my head that match, and then look up and the score's positive for us. So we're like, okay, it's over.
Nice. So that 20% thing, that's come up on a couple other podcasts too, mainly with the owner of Filthy, whose team won the D3 division, that event, about talking about worrying about your 20%. So for the listeners, maybe key up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's like,
Davis.
there's 5 guys in the field and everyone just focuses on their 20%. It's when guys start to do more than their 20% and they worry about someone else's zone, and you're not giving your zone 100% of your focus that it needs. And if you just can learn how to be disciplined and worry about what you've been asked to go out there and do, I think that's the hardest thing from divisional into pro or into higher divisions is like, I mean, from like coaching, we coach a lot of us coach the younger division D5, D4 teams, and it's like teaching these guys like, oh, you got to kill, and then they start doing something else, or the guy's just not there, so they start doing something else. It's like, no, I asked you to go do this. If whatever the situation is, learn how to deal with just that. No, that's a big transition.
Yeah. So Davis, what was your favorite match that wasn't the finals?
And was in the finals?
That wasn't the finals.
Probably the shock match, just because that was like the last good team, like high ranking team we haven't played. So it's kind of like, let's see where we stand, like just for the division as a whole. And then when we 6-1 them, it was kind of like, okay, like this is our division.
I like that answer. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you
a good
guys,
point too.
yeah, and you've run through most of the division at this point. You've seen all the big boys. No one can say you guys have had an easy path to the finals, I think. What were you gonna say, Aaron?
No, yeah, exactly what you just said. Yeah, exactly that. Shock was one of the last teams that was kind of like the big names in this league that we haven't played yet. So it
We
was
still
cool
have
to
to
play
play
them.
Distortion, but with whatever's going on with them.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That is also having a bunch of. I played with a couple of those guys, so I've been looking forward to playing them again. But we haven't ever drawn them, so it's been.
And for those that don't know, the rumor mill, it's out on Instagram. So is that there might have been a breakup of Distortion. So maybe some Blast Camp players going to do some Blast Camp things or something.
It's they call the Will Ball for Soup, which it's like the CNN of paintball news, so you can't really trust anything it says. But he's got some pretty good connections, I'm sure, and he seems to say that there's some turmoil inside the organization. But I guess the
Yeah.
Blast Camp guys are leaving or doing their own thing.
Something like that.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good batting average right now.
He's usually right.
Hate him or love him, he's got a pretty good batting
Right.
average. So, yeah. And if it wasn't him, it'd be someone else doing it. So
Someone has to do it.
someone's definitely going to do it. And, at a certain extent, I think it's kind of good for the community. It keeps people engaged.
I'm interested right now. I don't know if you guys noticed, P-Mob put out a pretty good documentary on their team recently on YouTube, and they introduced all the people on the team and say a little comment about each of them. And when they got to the coach, Noel Tran, they said he's definitely not the paintball troll. And that's the only comment they made about him. They scrolled on to them. And for the first time ever, I was just like, oh, is he the paintball troll?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I heard a
Makes a
rumor
lot of
he
sense.
was.
Yeah.
It kind of just clicked. I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Former pro player, still has a lot of connections.
Knows all the drama.
Yeah. It would
Knows all
make
the
a
big
lot of
points.
sense. Yeah, that P-Mob documentary is pretty good that they I guess it was the event one they just released like a week ago or something.
Yeah, it was like World Cup from last year going into event one, and then I think they do a little bit of event. No, they didn't get into event two yet because event two they did well. So I think their next series will hopefully go into event two and three. But we it's funny, we've been talking since uh really since the end of the last event, since New Jersey, and we were like, our social media presence is non-existent. We go to these tournaments and no one knows who this team from Georgia is yet and who these players are. And then we're like, we need to put out something like a documentary on who we are, what's our story, what's Georgia about, what's paintball here about, where do we all come from, what got us here. And PMAL put out that documentary and we all are like, that's exactly what we need to do, unfortunately. But hate that they just did it.
You guys can still do it. Like,
No, we are,
know?
and we are. We're
Yeah,
working on it
yeah.
right now. Myself and Joey I used to kind of do a lot of the video editing, and I used to make videos and music video stuff with every team I've played
Okay.
on, just for cool memory's sake. Like an event that we went to, or we'd hire the camera guy, I'd edit the video, and just keep it for myself. And we're talking about doing that right now and getting basically a personal team guy that will follow us from here until the end of the season, on and off the field, practices, events, just capture everything and come out with something at the end of the year and just kind of maybe answer the question then, kind of who we are or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you need recommendations, I know a couple.
Yeah.
So I think you probably know Ben though from FlyCan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works with the Shock organization a lot. But we got some solid guys in the Carolinas, and I'm sure there's some solid dudes in Georgia too.
Yeah. We got a couple guys luckily at the Barrage camp place. There's plenty of camera guys and friends that we've made. And we also have some guys that we've worked with for long term in the past. Like Joey knows personally that he's been talking to about doing this project, like we're calling it. Like we want to really get someone that knows how to handle the whole scope of what we want to do and can handle it for us. Like I don't want to do any editing or anything. We're just gonna hire someone to do this project for us, kind of thing.
Okay.
We're trying to
And
find that
tell
guy.
the
I think
story.
we got somebody. Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm looking forward to that though. That'll be good. What else have you guys besides the video thing, have you guys talked about doing anything else as far as like growing the social media?
Yeah, I am gonna probably do so. One of our pit leaders, we call them our pit masters. One of the girlfriends one of the players of the team, her name is Kat. She does a lot of social media stuff herself. So her and I have talked about it. She's gonna try to help with the Instagram and like Facebook pages for us. We'll get some clips and footage from practices that I'll just try to keep that are like recent stuff. Make a little edit, maybe throw some music to it, and just so she can just post constantly throughout the week with our sponsors, clips of each other. I've had some ideas to kind of do the introduction of players through that, like maybe every once a week post about two players or something and just slowly release little small document clips about the players or some ideas that we're trying to think of, but we definitely know we need to get on it.
So, will you do that through the overarching Bear Ridge Instagram, or is there a semi-pro Instagram page?
That's what we want to do is we want to kind of branch off and do for our own team individually, just because where a lot of the sponsorship support can come from is the fact that we have a following. The Bear Ridge following for the team, for the field, and for the recreational side for NGXL to get players there. We tag them in everything. Obviously, that's still going to
Yeah.
be a part of everything we do. But we want to get something that just kind of represents the team and us and what we are doing, our individual pack, the 10, 11 guys,
Mhm.
and just follow the journey in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's smart. Just because there's a lot under the Bear Ridge banner, right? And then the
It got real
very
big quick.
closely associates. It got real big quick. And what he needs for the field is not necessarily what you guys need for the team, right? As far as doing things for sponsors and stuff like that. And
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
creates
We see there's tons of guys out there. Jesters are doing well doing it. The wrecking crew guys are doing well doing it. They have a big presence, and the sponsors see value in that, and they want to give those guys in their gear, in their guns, in in their products, and we want to be able to kind of help promote our sponsors the same way because we're very happy with the sponsors we have, and I think we've been so happy that we're kind of content just staying secluded in our own little bubble and be like, we got exactly the ones we want. We got the best paint. We got the best gear. We got the best support. Let's just run with it. But we got to do more for them. So we want to start putting it out there kind of thing.
So Josh let it slip that he's been developing a pack. Have either of you gotten to take that for a test run yet?
Not yet. I've heard about it a little bit here and there, but I heard about it a little while ago. I haven't heard anything about it lately.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 1023 product, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1023 product. Paintball harness, whatever you want to
That's
call
awesome.
it. I'm doing this down at my waist and no one can see it.
I mean, like you said too, luckily the Barrage program's so big. We have so many teams. I'm sure we're gonna get a couple of our teams in those, and hopefully like we can even help promote it a little bit. But I know like that's another one of we got the carbon pads and soft goods and packs and things, and like we love those. I know Josh has one too, and I think he loves his. So I think some of the ideas he has, I think we've talked about, he kind of likes some of the things from that. So I'm interested to see what he does. Yeah.
So what did you guys do after you won? Like, what was the move for the team?
Celebrate the MVP here.
No, it was just like a normal. Like we didn't do anything crazy. No, a few of us wanted to drink, and then we were just so tired after the event. We were like, all right, we won. It finally happened. Let's just kind of like hang out, rewatch the matches.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't really do anything crazy. Like we didn't go out like how when they won World Cup and they went out. We didn't do anything like that.
To be fair, it was really hot.
Yeah, it was.
For Ohio.
That was one thing we thought we'd get up there and it'd be a little cooler, and it was hotter than we'd kind of dealt with all year. And we were like, what is this?
Well, you guys got that valley that usually shoots some cool air through it, but it was a scorcher for sure. You guys took the southeast humidity with you.
Yeah, this one was pretty a chill afterwards. I think everyone was just so burnt out, and kind of just like finally like exhausted, just like yes, finally. I think if we hadn't had some of the success we've had this year, it would be a little bit more less. I hate to say like anticipated or like we expected anything, but like I think genuinely the preparation and things we put into it, we kind of did have the expectation of like the only thing left for us to do is to get this first. This is why we're here. It's interesting too, and I think I'm curious Davis's perspective on it is you kind of lose track of event wins, and like the goal becomes the series. It becomes like the job's not done, even with the first place. Like we could screw up Dallas and then go into Cup, which is double points, and that could affect us. So like we had to do well in Ohio, and we have to do well in Dallas to before we can start to relax and start to celebrate and start to say like, okay, we actually did something. So, but it was still fun to celebrate and like we did do good. Like it's fun for a second.
Yeah, because like points wise, you guys are technically like halfway through the season, right? Because you got double
About
points
half
for
is
Cup.
shared.
So you can't just kick back the feet and
We
say
can't
we
shit
got
the
it.
bed.
No,
we can't shit the
you
bed.
can't shit the bed. That will make World Cup very interesting.
Yeah.
And Cup's weird too. I don't fully understand it, but like we go into Cup basically entering into quarterfinals. I think it is, or Ochos even. I think it's Ochos.
Something like that. Yeah. It depends
So,
on how many
like,
teams are there.
Yeah, depending on the teams and whatnot. We play our prelims like a one Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then but they don't really affect our standings. And then we still show up Sunday, and then the tournament begins for us again. Cup, yeah, we just want to put ourselves definitely in a position where we're just as relaxed as we can be at Cup. Very little can go wrong for us at Cup. We have plenty of time to warm up and just show up and finish the year strong.
So what I mean, has event when is Texas? We got like at least a month, right?
14th through the 16th or something like that. September.
Yeah, so it is September. So we got all of August and then September. So you guys just been steady going at it still, business as usual, or did we take a little summer break?
No, we stick to our schedule basically. Like we do our mandatory schedule is every other weekend, just as a commitment throughout the year. But 90% of our team is there every weekend, just doing something. The ones that can't, if it's just work related or family, whatever it is, they got to do it. But everyone's been pretty hardcore, committed to being at the field every weekend. And this past weekend, we went out to Prime Paintball in Alabama, had a good practice. The whole team was there, had all of our guys there, got to spin 2 full lines of people. We what we called a pro line that we were able to spin against.
Okay.
Mike Urena from Impact was out there. Hal Vanta, old player from DMG. Mike McGowan, one of our players, being good friends with them, stepped over and played with them. We had Mike Bianca, coach of Dynasty. He was out there, also geared up, stepped in with those guys.
Nice.
Evan Manners, previously of the Bears. So we had a cool, like a pro line that we got to spin against all weekend. We played mini matches and just grinded out with them. And it was a really good weekend. It was very productive. So.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike's family owns Prime, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another. I mean, this weekend was pretty epic, fun time for us. So we go out there and just everyone sleeps out there. Everyone's able to stay on the farm, and we got 15 guys basically that just for 2 days play paintball and go out and had some Mexican, had some drinks, woke up, play paintball again.
Nice.
It's always fun to go out there.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, we're pretty blessed. I think that Prime facility, we're pretty lucky to have all that. It's nice.
You guys might have a pretty open access to the two best facilities in the Southeast right now.
Yeah. I say with what Josh is building and support of everything, and then on top of just having the little privacy that we get going out there, it's a good setup.
Well, let's I'm gonna give each of you a teammate's name, and you tell me about that teammate a little bit so we can get to know the other guys. All right.
Okay.
Davis.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna give you a Ward, John Ward.
Oh, Wes?
West,
a good
yeah.
one.
Wes is a good one. Without Wes, I don't think we'd be in the position we're in. Just from like him and Joey are kind of like the founders of the team. Him and Joey came to Josh and was like, "Hey, I want to do this." But yeah, without Wes, I don't think we'd be here. Wes, like, he does so many things behind the scenes. He's the guy that's always, booking the houses. He owns Ward Dog Spa, which is one of our sponsors, and he's always, giving money out of pocket for us. So without him, we wouldn't be here.
And
Amen.
doing a lot of the logistics, which is a headache.
Seriously, yeah. I don't want to do it.
No, look, as someone who's forced to do it often, I don't want to do it. Aaron, I'm gonna give you Ronnie.
Nice. Okay.
That's a good one.
Hey, that's I hate to be too honest because we hate giving away too much, but is like our secret weapon that's not too much of a secret really. And Ronnie's our missile, right? So we can put Ronnie absolutely anywhere on the field. We want to get a player there fast. If we say we need this play needs to be a player on this side of the field faster than them, that side of the field faster than them, even if it's up the middle faster than them, we're sending Ronnie to go do it, and he's going to get there. And I think his aggression on the field is something that's very hard to match. And I think our team backs it up very well too. So it's fun when we all send Ronnie, we're all like, the four of us behind him are ready to like, all right, let's let him loose, let the dog loose, and we'll clean it up after him. So he's that guy.
Nice. Davis, let's Alexandra.
Oh,
Sorry,
Blaine?
man.
Blaine's my best friend, bro, so I could go on and on. Blaine's the kind of guy we kind of gotta get onto him here and there, about, the whole cheating, at practice or whatever. But no, I love Blaine, bro. He's my best friend. Like, seriously, I've played with him since we were on Nitro together back in 2018, 2019, like around there. And since then, I've always been playing with him. He's someone that we joke about how when he's done playing, he's gonna coach me. So it's like that kind of dynamic.
All right. He's got like a professional model shot for his
Oh, in his
APA.
picture? Yeah, he does. He does.
He's the team cheater. We gotta keep an eye on him.
Yeah, seriously, right, Aaron?
And we'll do one more. Aaron, what about Justin Bailey?
Nice. Yeah, Bailey's he's one of our newer guys. We picked him up at the beginning of this season. Didn't get to play the first event, came in the second event though, second and third event there. One of the Hurricanes players. He's been a long time player through that prime field and area, so he knows a lot of the guys on the team very well. He's played with them for a long time. This is the first year I've gotten to play with him, but last year we practiced against those guys a lot. He's a very, very just respectful gentleman of a type person, a family guy, great player, and definitely been one of the big minds on the team lately. Like having him at practice, it's been huge this past 2 events, and it's really shown of just how to break down things, how to implement what the pro guys are doing that we're not doing yet. He's been one of the guys for us to start really showing and shining the light on that for us. So huge feature for us lately.
So really helping prepare for the next step then.
Exactly. He's that guy.
Awesome. Love it. All right, let's shift it. Let's give the pit guys a little bit of love. Davis, who's your MVP pit guy or gal?
That one's hard. That one's hard.
I'm glad you
Like, I'm
got
looking
that
at
question.
the roster right now, and I'm like, ooh. I'm actually gonna give it to Nick Nemeth. He's our
Okay.
pod guy. He's always winning the pod war. Always, no matter what. Like he'll go to the other side of the field. Like if we're on the far side, he'll go to the close side and just start grabbing pods. The other pod guy's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then he'll run out to our side. He's always winning the pod. I love Nick. I've also known Nick forever. Like all these dudes are my best friends. I have nothing but good things to say about it.
Hey, the pod war it's a real thing. You got to win.
It is. It is.
Events with 2 or 3 bags, and we leave with 4, 5, 6 bags, and we're like, where
Every
the hell?
time. Every time.
Hey, good pit crew. That's what matters. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, that was fun. Got to know the organization a little bit more. So I was going to ask who's the cook, but you guys are supplied by N3, right? For all the food.
Yeah,
Does he play?
He plays with the local D4 team.
Okay.
They play like NGXL and stuff. Justin, I can't pronounce his last name, so don't ask me.
Fair enough. So, I hate to do this to you, Davis, but we got to talk about your last NGXL, man.
And no, we don't. No, we don't. Hey, I tried. I tried my best.
What happened, bro?
I don't know. Ask Blaine. He's the coach.
Okay. We're going to put it on Blaine. All right.
Yeah, right?
Fair enough. You know what? It's better you didn't win it because you got to win this one.
But yeah, I would have hated to win. I told Blaine, I was like, if we're in the position to win, I'm not winning. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want this to be my one win.
If he doesn't want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. I tried to get this dude to play NGXL for my team that I was coaching all year long. At the beginning of the season, I said, hey, you are going to get ranked out and you won't be able to play local tournaments ever again. He's like, but it's a Division 4. Like, it's going to look like if I'm playing semi-pro and I said, but no, like, you should do it. We all did it. Just do it. Like, you need to do it. I don't know. Practices go by. And then next thing I get is Blaine comes up to me, one of our teammates, and he's chirping and Davis is playing with us.
I think you're at like a team dinner, like a prime or something like that.
Yeah, and I was
you
just
and
like,
Ronnie. Yeah, you and Ronnie were like, "What the fuck?"
I was like, wait,
what are you doing?
You didn't let me even make an offer. And then he shows up, and of course, so the whole weekend we're all just wishing nothing but the worst for him. And so we were all cheering him on in his unsuccessful weekend. This is his last local tournament.
Nice.
Unsuccessful, right?
But that was polite.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah, unsuccessful.
Yeah, unsuccessful.
My team didn't have much more success though, so that's okay.
I want to talk to you guys about your NGXL teams, but first, I got a question for you. My buddy Norris started a new podcast, Black Sheep, Blackballed PB. If you're listening, go check it out. It's a riot. But they brought up how people are ranking out, right? And I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts on it based on your level of play. Should you be able to rank out during a season, or should whatever points you have at the end of the season classify you for the rest of the season? So like in Davis's case, came in, you had D3 points, right? At the beginning of the season, Davis?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're definitely beyond that. What are your kind of thoughts on, like, should those players be allowed to play, or should we keep the system as is? Just a theoretical thing.
I think, well, I used to think that, like, for me, I guess, like my position, I was totally against playing in GXL, right? I was totally against it. But I think if you start in like D4 or whatever, like a hypothetical whatever, if you start in D4 and you have D3 points halfway through the season because you've been winning the D4 events, I think you should still play D4 until the end of the year.
Okay. Which I think it's set up that way.
Sure, but I mean, if you're high D4 going into D4 and you win
That's
like one
true.
event,
Yes,
and you
you
bump
could
up
rank
like
out.
yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair. Aaron, got any thoughts? You're coaching a team.
Yeah, in full transparency, luckily, I've just due to my scheduling with my 10-man schedule, Joey has actually stepped in for me. He's taken over my
Okay.
NGXL team for the rest of this year. But it's actually interesting. And it's like when you consider lower divisions, I think they should be always finish out. But it's like obviously in Davis's case, if he's going to compete at that level and he's able, then something should rank him out of the possibility of being able to compete in semi-pro and D4 within the same season quick, because that's a big gap. And I think that's in that one situation, it's fair, but it's also a very, very unique situation to have someone with those little points playing this high level and doing well. But I think, I don't know, it's hard. That's a hard one. It's a good one.
It's fine to say it's hard. It is.
It's hard for us like Georgia players to talk about this because everyone's sandbags. Like everyone's like D4 for life in
exactly true.
Georgia. Like
I've
it's
grown
just
up my
hard.
whole life with this mentality. I think I started this Bear Ridge program with at the beginning of last season when we started playing D2. I was ranked D3 with 550 points. I had played practices with pro teams. I had done tons of 10-man tournaments, traveled the world at that time, but the APPA points didn't really recognize anything like that. And now I'm sitting at like 4,200 points or something within a year or two. And it instantly just ruins anything you could do locally, anything you could do, which sucks. It kind of, but it is obviously it's fair. Like it is necessary. I've gotten into golf the past couple of years and like learning about how a handicap works. It's the same thing. I think what's cool about a handicap, and I was talking to someone about this the other day, I wish it'd be possible. And I guess with open tournaments, they kind of the concept is there, but with a handicap, if I'm a scratch golfer and I play someone that's 30 plus handicap, like they're horrible, we can still go play against each other. We can set the score where I have a 30 lead and we can play against each other and it should be competitive. I think with some open tournaments or the regulations they have where like you can have someone like Davis play as one player to guess in a team as long as the points aren't, I think it's fair and it's definitely beneficial, I think, to the player, the younger division players to get the experience, like having Davis in the team, seeing what he thinks and what he does and how he acts. It's definitely beneficial. Like I like having it, but it's got to be monitored.
Yeah. Well, and there was a league like in 2014 that gave like a salary cap, and your ranking was part of that salary, right? So like you could grab a semi-pro guy, but then he had to surround himself with a bunch of D5 guys. So
I kind of like that. I like that idea.
it was interesting.
I think you could like events could make it work. It's just
Yeah.
you can't just have one team with one semi-pro guy and everyone D5 and then no other semi-pro guys playing. I just don't. That wouldn't be fair. It needs to be like a good balance. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
A
we've
lot of our
seen like
guys-
hybrid divisions in Texas and stuff, right?
Or like USXBL. Yeah. With
A lot of our
MFPS,
guys are constantly like thinking of ideas, whether it's a tournament series that exists somewhere, like in Texas, they have a couple different leagues that we really like the street ball event. We've thought about trying to run something like that through the NGXL as like an off between events thing, or maybe at the end of the season, like December when things are a little slower.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing like a 7-man street ball style, uncapped semi, like just some different rules and things that are fun does make it, a little different.
Yeah.
But
that would be that would be fun. Think I heard you guys were getting lights.
that's one thing we were talking about too. That'd be cool.
Rumor on the street. Yes, that's the rumor.
Yeah, I like what Dallas they do in Texas. They do that street ball thing where they basically put all the pro guys and like we have 10 guys in the semi-pro team. We split all those guys up. One person on each team's the captain of each team. You have 10 teams, and then we just fill those teams with whoever signs up for the event, kind of picking from a hat. And everyone gets those matching jerseys. They wear different colors, just something with Barrett. We like a lot of the things that they're doing, and we're a lot of plotting going on. We'd like to do something fun like that soon.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I think you'd see a lot of people make the trip for a event like that too.
And there's enough going on in Georgia now. We've gotten enough stirred up that I think we can get people to come to it.
Well, I think you'd pull even further away, from just the
Carolinas, Floridas, Tennessees,
yeah,
Bamas.
Yeah, I think people would come in and take a 4-hour drive to participate in something like that. So, well, that'll be cool. So stay tuned, I guess, for that. Man, we gotta try to think when this will come out. POC might have already happened by the time this comes out, but how is the ICPL going? And are you playing the POC, Aaron?
Oh yeah, yeah. We got practice. We're doing a little 10-man practice up in Insane this weekend, and then fly out to Pittsburgh that Thursday after, and do some 5-man on Friday and 10-man Saturday, Sunday. ICC, that event, that's my favorite paintball tournament that exists in the world. Period. Like, most fun
Better than
tournament I've ever
Cup,
played in my life. It's the best paintball tournament that exists. It's my favorite.
huh?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll always be at that one if I can.
Yeah, I was trying to make it, but job switch and everything just made it not feasible. But next year,
Yeah,
we're
now it's
going
hard
to
to
do it
manage
next year.
the 10-man schedule in between the X-Ball schedule. It's a lot, but yeah, it's got to make this one. It's a fun one.
So, and you're still playing for the All Americans?
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
Cool. And Davis, why haven't you found a ICPL team yet?
No, I'm actually gonna play my first 10-man. I'm gonna play my first 10-man event in that December CFOA.
Oh, nice, great.
So
Who are you playing with?
I'm gonna play with the Lizards, the Jungle
Okay,
Lizards.
all
Yeah,
right,
so it should be
nice.
fun. I've always wanted to play a 10-man event. Just say I've done it. So I'm glad I'm gonna do it.
We've been trying. We've been talking to him about it. I was like, yeah, you definitely should get into it. And
We need to get our line to go do it. Like how you were talking about last weekend.
that's our
We need
bet.
to go
That's
do
my
it.
biggest goal.
Yeah.
We have 11
Yeah.
guys in our Barrage team, and I was like, if we showed up at a 10-man with our whole line, we would do pretty decent, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what Greenville Growl did, and changed the name to Dark Carnival, and they're rocking it in the amateur division right now. All right, well, boys, we do it a little shorter, but that's okay because we see you often. So let's shout out the sponsors, and we'll call it a wrap.
David, start us off.
Shout out. Who
Yeah.
else? N3 Meals, Ward's Dog Spa.
Alexander Matthews.
Yeah, Blaine's company, Sacred Vibes. He's trying to bring it back. I keep telling him, he's like, hey, man, like, you need to bring it back. So he's trying to do that. By Paintball. Who am I forgetting?
We got N3 Meals. All
Yeah,
of our pre-made meals that we get at events, everything that we eat when we're at tournaments. Make your week life a lot easier. It's everybody.
I think that might be it. Yeah. Oh, Prime. Shout out Prime Paintball.
Yeah.
I'm in Bear
Prime
Ridge.
Ridge, home
Prime
fields.
Bear
Yeah.
Ridge.
All right, well, hey, it was great seeing you guys. You know what we
Yeah.
got to do, and we'll see everyone else in a couple days on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Hunter.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code PlanetPaintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast